Sarah Rae. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Today I thought I would give you guys a look at what exactly is in my BHU folder. BHU stands for Behavioral Health Unit. So this is the stuff I gathered while on that unit on 2 separate occasions. My first 2 times in those units, I've been on a BHU unit 3 times. So these are from the first 2 times. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. Let's jump straight into it. You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications of when I upload, and let's dive into it. So first off, I do have a video telling you guys what it's like to be on a behavioral health unit. I will link that video in the description box down below. I'm not going to go into detail of what it's like. So this will be kind of like a part 2. We're going to talk about the group portion of it, the paperwork. When you're on a behavioral health unit, they really encourage you to go to the treatment portion, which are group therapies, and that is to help and show that you are trying to get better. In doing so, they are seeing that, and it will help get you out quicker, is really the truth. If you don't do it, it's just extending your stay. That, all honestly, that is the truth. So this is what my folder looks like. It has my name on it and Guns N' Roses. I colored that. I actually got the nurse to print out Guns N' Roses logos so I could color it because I was tired of coloring the same old stuff. So shout out to them for being cool. So, and then the back, a girl that I was talking to kind of made friends. You make friends while you're there because you have nobody else to talk to. You have nothing else to do but color or watch the TV in the common room. So she colored this for me. It has a note on the back and I absolutely love it. So inside is all the paperwork, and why am I holding it retarded? At the bottom of both sides has my date of when I went to the hospital for it. So my very first time I went to the hospital for suicidal thoughts or tendencies was March 4th, 2017. My second one was September 8th, 2019. And my last one was a year ago, March 28th. So let's start with 2017. So I think I gained a lot of importance in that first time I went. So the first thing they have you fill out here is a safety plan. Let me put another sheet behind it. So you fill out a safety plan. It's a crisis prevention plan. So it has things like problem behaviors, triggers, warning signs, intervention. On the back it has things that make it worse, and crisis plan. So, I mean, I'll read you some of my things. I wrote some of my problem behaviors are like losing my temper, running away. Some of my other problem behaviors are like touching my face, shaking, hard to breathe, so anxiety. Some of my triggers are like not being listened to, feeling pressured, feeling alone, arguments, not having control. Some of my warning signs are like being rude, becoming quiet, breathing hard, messing with my hands, isolating. I like will touch my face a lot, sleeping a lot, can't sit still. So it has like a lot of these little, I hope you guys can see this, just different things, and you check it off. And I think we should all, if we have any type of mental health concerns, we should fill out a safety plan. So if you ever have the opportunity and look online for a safety plan, crisis prevention plan is what it's called, I think you should print it out and fill one out and have somebody sign it so they are aware of these signs and behaviors so they know what to look for. So it says like intervention, so things to do that might help calm you down. So like writing in a journal, coloring, listening to music, always. things that make it worse. So being disrespectful, being reminded of the rules, being touched, being ignored, telling me to calm down or breathe. And then there's the crisis plan. So number 1 says, I will try to notice the following warning signs and triggers. Number 2 is, I'd like my family to notice the following warning signs. And you answer these. And then you sign it and your supporter signs it. It's a really cool thing to have. Each day we were to fill out a goal setting. So like this is 3/12/2017. I wrote find ways to ease my mind. I wrote to see it snow, figure out how to cope with my illness, not continue crying today, be positive, not get upset if my brother can't come. And I have a few of these actually. I think we should set goals every day, because when we, even like a checklist, checking off, when we do something, it is so rewarding. We did this face, and inside we wrote all the things we think of ourselves, and on the outside is all the things we think others think of us. So I wrote that I felt like I was too prideful, that I'm strong but I'm weak, I'm honest but I'm scared, I feel too much, I'm respectful, that it all depends on the day and how I'm feeling. To myself, I'm a failure, I have anxiety, I'm angry, tired, painful, afraid. I say my so-called life because to me that's what I am. That's what I go through. I hide. People see me as the loud Italian, that I don't live in reality. And then on the outskirts, you write down each group, like my friends. They think I'm honest, together, and loud. Others say I'm shy, outspoken, a witch but with a B, loud, positive. I'm a free bird. My family thinks I'm honest, strong, weak, respectful, faithful, and loving. My coworkers say I'm honest, prideful, together, bubbly, caring, strong, respectful, loud, positive. It's just perspective. It's to show you and make you aware of who you are and how people see you and how you see yourself. The next one is like different positive activities and how they ease your mind. I'm going to go through these quickly. A wellness sheet of like just to show you social support. Change plan worksheet. They work with you to teach you how to cope is really what a lot of this is. Let me see if there's anything that would be a good thing to show you. There's a recovery plan you go and make. So this is what it looks like. We do a mask we wear, and you create that mask. So what your anxiety monster looks like. So that's what I drew. He's a little fuzzy ball with eyes. And then what stars and shrinks it is on the other side. So I wrote movies, my dance, working out, my animals, music, writing. And then in the middle is what feeds it. I think we should all do this. Not being listened to, my health, acting up, not knowing something goes wrong, not being in control, stopping too fast in a car. So what this is doing is making our anxiety an actual object that we can look at and overcome. And then we have this whole packet on how to cope with symptoms. We do targeted therapy, which is why, like, to look at, like, why do we take medications, why should we stick with it, and what happens if we don't take our medication. And then, of course, our patient workbook, which they say you should do, but you don't really have to. That is all the paperwork from my first stay in the hospital. Now, my second stay, September 8th, 2019. So the first one is our mindful skill practice, which is observe, describe, and practice. I actually kind of did a video on observing and describing, but with music. I will link those videos in the description box down below. But for this, it's about accepting, getting away from it, and changing it. So the main thing they want you to remember is people are not bothered by things, but by feelings of things. And then you just answer these questions. So one of the questions is like, if I were an animal, I'd be blank because blank. So I wrote, I'd be a squirrel because they are wild and free. Number 4, if I was a sport, I'd be blank because blank. I wrote, I'd be WWE, wrestling, because it's confident and powerful. If I were a season, I'd be blank because blank. I wrote, I'd be fall because the colors, it's low in temperature, and it's the balanced season. And another one I'll do, if I were a celebrity, I'd be blank because of blank. Give me your answers to these 4. I'd love to hear your guys' answers. I would be, if I had to pick a celebrity, I'd be Ronnie Van Zant. And the reason is because of Freebird. Ronnie was always free. So the next one is, I am someone who, and you answer these. So 1, feels blank. 2, thinks. 3, feels, cares. 2, and you can answer these. So my answers were, I'm someone who feels too many emotions. Thinks, I'll get through this with help. Will help anyone. Cares too much. Believes in others. Can do anything I set my mind to. 7, hopes to become a nurse or a writer. Cherishes family and my relationship. Wants to feel worth something. And number 10, values treat others the way you want to be treated. That is the golden rule, people. We learned about the 5 love languages, and it's just circling what means more to you. There's like a bunch of them. And then in the end, you write down what means more to you. Words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. I scored in this order. Number 1, highest in quality time, then acts of service, physical touch, words of affirmation, then receiving gifts was my lowest. But it's pretty cool to learn all this stuff, really. And then we did a SelfCompassion Log where we went through truths, like, for example, number 1, truth number 1. The more you give to yourself, the more you can give to others. And then it says, the way I can nurture and support myself is by, and then you write your answer. I wrote self-care. And then the next one underneath that is, how can that help me nurture others? And I wrote, once you care for yourself, you can care for others. So it's things like that. We did another observing head sheet. So it looks like this. So, disturbing thoughts I'd like to change. I'm not good enough. I'm bad at love. My Crohn's is too much. It's my fault. And then I'm having the thought that, and this is inside the little head, I'm not good enough even when I do so much good. No one will love me, but I'm perfect the way I am. So it's changing the thought and flipping it into a positive. Alright. We did a how happy are you scale, and you answer the questions from a not true at all to very true, which is a 1 to 5 scale. It's quite interesting. So one of the questions, I don't look for my inner happiness in outside things. I really love and value myself and see this as a foundation for loving others. I regard challenges as opportunity to grow and deepen and develop resiliency. I stay positive and optimistic and try to make the best out of even the most troubling situations, and continue, and you just answer 1 to 5. Then we took the emotion and write down what behavior we associate most and feel with that emotion. So like anger, there's annoyed, enraged, irate, frustrated, irritated, mad, aggression, arguing, blaming. and you just highlight which ones you do. I highlighted annoyed, I get enraged, I get frustrated, I get mad, I argue, I get increased heart rate, I raise my voice and yell, I get stern, harsh tones, I use insults. Anxiety, I get fear, jittery, nervous, scared, stressed, timid, uneasy, worried. And you just continue. And you do it with happiness, jealousy, love, sadness. I wish people could that deal with heavy emotions and depression and BPD and all these different mental health concerns could have all this paperwork because and go through these, because I think it could help so much. You learn distress tolerance, which is accepts, and that stands for activities, contributing, compassions, emotions, pushing away, thoughts, and sensations. So you can look up. It's pretty much telling you that negative feelings will usually pass or at least lessen in intensity over time. It can be valuable to distract yourself until the emotion subsides. We learn about, again, the 5 love languages, assertive communication. I do have a video about being assertive when it comes to health and doctors and stuff. And I think it goes the same way with communication in any situation. I'll leave that video in the description box down below as well. But the main tips are respect yourself, express your thoughts and feelings calmly, plan what you're going to say no when you need to. So those are the most important things. We learned Dear Man, which is describe, express, assert, reinforce, mindful, appear, negotiate. And that goal is to set boundaries. And it's a very important skill to know. We also learned other ones like a relationship effectiveness called give, and fast, which is self-respect effectiveness. Which is funny, we just did that in DBT group just recently. And we did other emotion regulation skills, opposite action. I have a video on that. And then stuff about the facility I was in. I wasn't in just a behavioral health unit for this stay. I was actually in a facility. So it was an actual behavioral health facility. So that is what's in this folder. I thought it'd be interesting to show you guys kind of, what is in this folder, because when you think about behavioral health unit, I think there's a misconception, and same for therapy or group therapy. I wanted to kind of show that there's a lot of helpfulness there, and that's all I ever want to do with my videos, to show there's a lot that can come to it. To always reach out, and even if you're afraid of consequences or what could happen, there's a lot there that going to the hospital can help and give you. Let me know if you guys have any questions, or if there's any of those paperwork that you guys actually want to see and me to take a picture of and put on the community tab that you guys can actually get a good look of, or if you guys want me to find any online that I can send to any of you guys. My email is always in the description box down below. You can send me an email. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys find that enjoyable in some way or helpful. I am about to head to group therapy, speaking of which. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe and well. Always reach out, and you can always send me an email if you're having trouble. I will help to the best of my ability. Just know that I'm not a doctor or anything, but I'm always here if you need a listening ear. Stay safe and well again. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.